Alrighty, guys, welcome to this week's live stream. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the best, easiest swing trading strategy you guys can use to start making money. So I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you do, hit that like button, subscribe. And if you guys want to learn more about swing trading, check out our school. It's awesome. Private live streams, quizzes, lectures, group chat. More importantly, actually teaching you to trade, taking the time to learn. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not alerts or anything like that. It's honest strategies that I've used over the past 7 years. So check that out down below. And we're doing a crazy sale for 51% off. Pretty much code 2025 to get 51% off. So check out that code. I'll see you guys in there. And I hope you guys all enjoy this. Let's turn to the computer and see some of our trades here. So as of this week here, we did take two new trades. And we're profitable on both, which is round of applause, which is always good anytime we're 100% on the money. And you know, the biggest thing that I want to talk about right now about trading and swing trading is this thing that I've been getting a ton of. And this is people coming in and they're saying, Carter, they message me and they go, Carter, I have $100. I want to quit my job. How can I do it? And if you're already thinking that, right? If you're thinking, I want to quit my job, I want to do this, I want to do that, that's good, but you almost got to take a step back, right? You got to take a step back and you got to focus on learning. And with learning, one of the things that I would highly recommend doing is to paper trade. Paper trading is going to be, using simulated money to practice. And, I use Moomoo for my paper trades. I continue to paper trade to this day just because, with trading, the second you think you know everything about trading in the stock market, that's the second the market's going to take something from you. So I'll continue to work and practice some strategies and some of my approaches. And there's no problem with that. I've never, I've never looked at paper trading as like the worst thing to do. I've always looked at it as like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm taking the time this week. I'm going to practice. Maybe we'll try a short setup because I'm not a huge, short guy, and work on that, right? For me, I would rather have, 3 strategies that I'm really, really, really good at than 10 that I'm okay at, and so I'm constantly trying to learn new ones and just get the best that I can at them. So, this past week here, we did take 2 new trades, ENB and then GNRC. Both of them are absolutely fantastic here. And, I like investing in the companies. I like Apple, Delta Airlines. No, they always say there's this huge thing that I recommend, right? There's investing and then there's trading. Trading is getting in and out of positions. On average, we hold our trades for 6 to 9 days as a swing trader, right? So investing is, long term. I've always looked at investing as over a year plus. You're in position. So Apple, Delta, all those companies you probably use all the time. You understand the company. You use the product. They're not going anywhere. There's really great history of people making good amount of money off that. And so for me as a trader, I'm getting in and out of positions. Both are good. So with this one here, ENB, what do we notice? If we remove this, we're on the hourly time frame on Moomoo here. What do we notice about this trend, right? It hits this line and we get sell off, hits it, sell off, hits it, sell off, hits it, sell off, right? All the way down here, you guys can see it started finding some nice support here. And we had this first push up. This would have been the absolute best entry point for this stock because you could enter here, keep your stop loss just below here at like 40 for a possible push up to like $43, $44. But what we did here is a little different. We waited for confirmation. So one of the ways I do confirmation is when the stock pushes up above that 200-day moving average line. So that's what we did is we got in near and around that 41.60 mark, keeping our stop loss, about 1% from its current price. So about here, about 1% for a push up to highs at about 44. So given right now, I appreciate that. I appreciate the tip. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But with this one here, you guys will notice the risk and reward here is 7.32. So what that means is we're risking $1 to make $7 and 34 cents. Okay. The reason why this is so important, and we're going to be adding this here. We're actually in the works with a coder and a coder that is coding something very similar to this for the course and for the trading journal. So stay tuned for that. It's probably still a month or so out, but stay tuned for that. So getting back on track here, if we are starting out with $100, or even let's just say $1,000, because that's something, a lot of people start with. If we found one trade per week on something like this, sometimes you'll find more, sometimes you'll find less. We risked with this stock about 1%, we'll say 2%, okay, with a risk and reward of 7-1. Your win-loss percentage to be profitable, you could take 100 trades and 30 of them be profitable on, and guys, look what happens. You're extremely profitable with this type of risk management. Even 20%, right? You're still profitable. Even, I think it's about 18% or 15%. Yeah, still profitable at 18%. 15% here. You're still making money, right? So risk and reward is so incredibly important here. So that's the thing, right? Looking at this, you say, okay, that makes sense, right? You're risking $1 for a push up to highs. Yes. Using a checklist, making that strategy, all that good stuff. And so now the stock's rallying its way up, keeping our stop loss just below here at about $43. All right, next one here is GNRC. GNRC is a stock that I really, really liked here. And this is because of trends, okay? Trends are so incredibly important. We'll remove this moving average line and we'll draw out a nice trend here. Right, so this nice trend, each and every time it hits this trend line, we get natural tendencies of getting buying pressure. And this is what we call a trend line strategy. So it hits it once, buying pressure, buying pressure. We want a minimum of 3 touches to classify this as support, right? So we got pretty much one. We'll classify that as 1. We have another one, 2, 3, and then 4. So we know that this has tendencies of getting buying pressure. So we have the support of the trend line. We also have the support of moving average lines. You can see this red line here is what we call the 200-day moving average line. This acts as support. It also acts as resistance. So when the stock's above it like it is up here, it has tendencies of getting good buying pressure on it, as you guys can see. But when it falls below it, you'll notice where it hits and we have sell-off. And it has a hard time breaking above it, right? Even in here. And even if we just can see it hits it, selling pressure. So you want to get in on this stock above it, right? Above that moving average line. You also want to look at something called the RSI. The RSI stands for the Relative Strength Index. At the time, this was trading for about a 20 to a 21 on the RSI, which is extremely undervalued. At the time here, the last time it hit that was back all the way in here, where the stock went from about $79 to about $115 in about 2 weeks. So we know that this could get some buying pressure, but how do you know when to buy? So what we did here is we went to a lower time frame, like I always say to do, and we noticed the stock selling off, found heavy support here near and around that 42 or 152 to 151 area. And so that's what we did, got in on that support in preparation for that breakout, keeping our stop loss just below this, and now the stock's hopefully we can get some buying pressure above that 200-day moving average line. So this is very, very simple strategy here. Just made profit on CF. Let's go. CF, here we go. Let's see. Great move. Popped up above it, above that 200-day moving average line. Great trade stock today. What's it up? 3%? That's fantastic, right? Looking at this, 90-day moving average play, recent tendencies of getting support here. Boom. Good entry. Stocks rallied up. That is what we look for. That's what we seek out. Great, great trade. And are you continuing to hold? or are you going to just take profit? Both are good. Both are good. You know, I've never lost money taking profit. And if you're new, you know, feel free to thin out some of your shares and let this thing squeeze. All right, now stocks with opportunity. You know, this past week here, we did have a whole bunch of great plays. I will say that. AMC here popped up, formed that good trend line, broke out above that 200-day moving average line. And this is why, right, sometimes we have that false breakout, right, where it pops up. Even if you got in here, you'd want to keep that stop loss just below, you know, here. Okay. The reason why is because of that support, that trend and the support. So if you got in preparation for that breakout, you could be up very, very well today. You know, we got a couple other ones that are starting to possibly get some buying pressure here. This one's kind of flat here. This one, TTD, 90-day moving average play, kind of waiting for that hourly to look interesting. You know, we did get a breakout above that 90, so could see a move from 120 to 123 to higher. Definitely one to leave on watch. And that's TTD here. I do like this one. We'll see how it reacts, you know, this upcoming week here. And this is the 90-day moving average play. You can see the tendency in the past of getting some buying pressure at it, and here, you know, it did dip below it, but I do think with how undervalued that RSI is, with how quick it got sold off, could see a nice move here. BWXT is kind of going a little too flat than I would like here, but you know, either way, you could set, you know, enter on the hourly support down here. Yeah, PPC just broke out but missed the entry. Yeah, I know. I missed that one too. And you know, and that's the thing. When you get comfortable with trading, you'll start realizing, oh man, I missed the entry. I missed this. But what you're doing is you're not chasing. You're understanding your strategy and the thought process of a trader, and that's super super important because a lot of traders will see that and go, oh my God, the stock broke out. And yeah, it broke out, but you missed the boat, right? The train left the station without you, and you don't want to try to chase after it. This one here, BWXT, could see a move on the hourly here from like 110 to 115. You know, it's okay. PH here, you know, we're still finding some of these that are just kind of waiting for that buying pressure. 200-day moving average play hasn't gotten, you know, some moves. You know, KEY, very similar here. You know, we're waiting for that push up above. It does have tendencies of almost giving some false breakouts. So we'll see here what happens with this one here, though. RVLV. Why did I say that? So weird. 50-day moving average play, recent tendency in the past of getting buying pressure there. So we'll see. Could see a move from like 33 to 39. So that stops below 32, risking $1, you know, to make $5-6. RDN, I'm not a huge fan of this. We talked about this stock earlier this week or last week, and we talked about how when stocks fall below these moving average lines, it does, you know, represent a good time to get in on it, right? But also when it's below, especially the 200, it's hard for it to break out, right? Hard because of how hard that 200-day moving average line is. And you can see in the past, right? It just has an extremely hard time breaking out. It takes several months. So hopefully we don't get that with this one here. But PPL here, let's see here, hourly, you know, it's very flat. Not a huge fan. Not looking good on that. PAA, starting to get some buying pressure. Kind of missed the boat on this one as well. But we do have a nice trend line here. It's almost a little too steep of a trend. You know, if the stock does sell off back down to like 17, 18 in that range, could be a good entry point. But yeah, nice 200-day moving average play too. So yeah, so that's the thing, right? We're just thoughts on RSG here. RSG. All right, so looking at this, let's remove this. This one could be, Maybe a little trend line action. Maybe not a huge trend line there, but could see some buying pressure on that. RSI is at a 33, which is good. All right, let's see. One of the biggest thing that concerns me with this stock is the separation here. You know, normally a stock gets buying pressure near and around, right, those moving average lines, especially this one. So looking at the hourly here, looks like we've looked at it in the past. We can see just this general trend. So you'd want to get in, you know, you want to get in 201 to 202, set stops below 99. That's what I would do, something like this. Or you could do like a, you know, trying to find a support on the hourly. Something like that's not too bad. But yeah, it's definitely one to leave on watch for sure. I'll throw an alert there and just see what happens. Wait, we'll do 20. We'll do 202. But yeah, this one definitely looks pretty good. Not too bad. And if you guys are watching, make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that like button. Check out our school where we got our sale going on, you know, for 51% off, code 2025. So check that out. And I appreciate the tips. You know, that does help me out with the channel. So, but yeah, you know, other than that here, oh, Carvana is a stock. You know, this one here, I was actually going to short, and I'm so sad I didn't. Just because of how the RSI was. It was so high. Trading for a 92. Miss profit on this one. You know, and I'm not a huge short seller, but I've shorted this stock in the past and it worked well. But yeah, missed the boat on this one here. Let's see this. Yeah. But yeah, no problem though. You know, I think we got in a short, for those of you that remember, around, it was right around here actually. Yeah, it was the last time we had this huge ramp. It was when it hit a 90 on the RSI, or 85 is when we got in on a short. But yeah, other than that though, you know, this is pretty much it for this week. You know, what a great week though. We made, you know, we had good profit this week. And oh, some people always ask me, they go, Carter, how does your account setup look with money? Like, do you constantly add funds? What do you do? So normally I'll leave my account with a certain dollar amount. So if it's, you know, if that's just say it's $10,000, it's 30, 40, $50,000, I will always leave it at $50,000. Okay. And so if I go over 50,000, I'll just withdraw it to my bank. If I go under, then I got some work to do, right? And people always wonder, you know, as a trader, you know, how does like your billing work when you pay for stuff? It's very simple. I just withdraw it to my account, and I have an accountant that handles all of my taxes and stuff. People ask me how is swing trader taxes. The best rule that I can give you is about 20 to 25%. So I have somebody that tells me, okay, if you make it, you know, $1,000, put like 250 bucks on a separate account. So that's kind of what I do, and it, you know, I haven't gotten audited yet. So, but yeah, other than that though, you know, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe.